following show may shock, disturb, and offend some viewers. The opinions, theories, and facts shared on this podcast are not widely accepted by the brainwashed masses, especially those who find dark humor offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
Jeffrey Dahmer soaked in blood. The Unabomber blowing up. Waco, Texas, and Heaven's Gates. Aliens modified, meant for apes. JFK shot in the head by the CIA. Bigfoot and the Mothman. Son of Sam talking to dogs again. Witches, ghosts, and goblins. Mysterious noise and hauntings. Dark arts in the skull and bones. Most celebrities are probably cloned. So if you're feeling all alone, crack a beer and get stoned. I welcome you to the podcast Strange Brew. We're here to entertain you. We're here to entertain you.
It's about to get strange.
Would you rather have like a severe Down syndrome case or be homeless with no out for the rest of your life? Like you're never allowed to live in a home or sleep in a home again.
You're just homeless forever.
You're just homeless forever.
I feel like I could make that
You can
work.
get like a shitty little pinched tent, but it's gotta be like flimsy.
Can I make a house out of cow dung?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're living in a pool house,
do what
you can live in a
Indians
pool
do.
house.
Okay, I'd rather be homeless, but I can still make my dung hut.
All right, fair enough.
But even all the shit on the streets, even though my whole entire house is made of shit. So dumb. Okay, what would you do?
Oh, I make these so you answer. I don't know. Honestly, I think there's some, not that I'd ever wish having a disability on anyone.
You want to be a hypersexual Down syndrome person?
But like, doesn't like you could have a good life, man. Like someone's taking care of you, someone's feeding you, your bills are paid.
Someone's wiping your ass.
Like, no, I'd be functioning. They don't have to do that part. Well, I don't know if I'd be fun. I don't know the severity level. I imagine it's a guess once it happens to you, but I don't know.
So funny. Yeah. So
I don't want to live on the street.
I have a vodka and tonic. This is the first time I'm able to drink.
Ooh, why is that?
Because I finally finished my antibiotics. So yeah, I might have a ruptured eardrum.
You're so lame. And
I might have a ruptured eardrum,
like,
dude.
Oh, well, it's because you fucking...
I didn't do anything.
No, I was gonna
this is
say,
a sick...
Do you like stick Q-tips in real far? Is that what you do?
I used to really like that feeling. It felt really good. But I can't do that
you're
anymore.
You're not supposed to do that.
No.
Why is your factory that loud? Like, is the place you work at that loud?
No, that was just from that whatever, like, weird... So I was like, I didn't take the shot, everybody, but I had this weird sickness or whatever. And I was just like, I was like, I'm finally over it. Thank God. I'm almost done this sickness. And then I went deaf, right? I told you in the middle of the night, it's like my one ear just cut out. And I was like, and it would like hurt and was some of the most painful. No. So it might heal on its own, but I went to the doctor and they said that.
What did the doctor say?
I don't like going to the doctors to begin with, but she said that she's like, I think I see a hole or whatever, so I might have a ruptured eardrum.
And that just happens in the middle of the night for no freaking reason.
It was because I guess I felt like I was almost out of this, but the sinus, I laid on my side and it's like all the sinus, like all my whatever was in there all pooled into my ear and infected it.
I didn't think that shit was acidic though. Like I get an infection, but like how bad an infection to puncture your eardrum? That's insane.
Dude, I never...
I don't like that.
I never thought this would happen. Everybody watching live, we are live. Make sure to tell us if our mic volumes are good. I put in a new cord and stuff. We're always tampering with things. But yeah, and it was because the pressure buildup. Like when I left the walk-in the first time, it was like this, it started crackling and it was this crazy pain where I was literally yelling in my car, like, oh, like screaming because how much pain I was in. And then I had to take like Advil. It was terrible. And then now I'm still deaf. I have to wear like the autism, they're for the shooting range, but I have to wear the autism headphones at work. But like for some reason, sometimes like when the baby is laughing really loud, I can hear a frequency. So I'm like, maybe it's coming back or whatever. But yeah, crazy.
Maybe.
Okay, all good. Everyone in the chat says. It seems like our mic got fixed. We seem at the same level finally. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Tomcat, aka Tom Thompson, the Reptilian. If you don't know this show by now, we are an offensive show to some, hilarious to others, stupid to some other dumb people. So Frank and Beans. I'll throw the chat up on the thing. So I just wanted, like, everybody out there, if you could support us by giving us a 5-star review, a 5-star rating, and give us a good review on Apple Podcasts.
There was a new one that came in. Did you see it?
Oh, Billy's glitching out now. Say it. Just give it a second. He'll come back from his Billy's internet sucks.
Am I back? Are we good?
Yes, yeah, you're back. Yeah. But yeah, make sure to support
the new one that came
show. Out? Yeah, I'm aware of that one. That's why I'm bringing it up.
That's a real good one. No, the new 5-star on Apple Podcast. You see it?
What does it say?
It's real good. I don't know, something about Billy's so fucking hot or something like that. What did it say?
Of course.
Let's see. Let's pull it up.
But this
is really
is why,
good. I don't know who did it.
Of course you did. This is why, if you have an iPhone, even if you listen on Spotify, I'm telling you right now, just help us out. If you enjoy the show, if you have an iPhone and you like the show and you appreciate us, we're almost 8 years strong doing this show. Make sure to give us 5 stars and a good review, because there is triggered, easily offended children that sometimes come into the show, and I don't know if they're listening for the first time, if there's someone now. As you heard in the intro, we're a show that's not for the easily offended. That's the whole point. So I just want to read this, and then I'm going to call this guy out for his hypocrisy.
All right, we'll do the good one first.
The good
awesome
one last.
Show.
Okay.
Awesome show.
Yes.
Billy is my favorite, and he is such a hottie.
Did your girlfriend leave that review?
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, we've had many good reviews over the years, but certain people, like that's why I made that joke to Northern Liberty Matt when he was on the show, that because he has that ableist joke, which I think is hilarious. That I told Billy off air, it's so funny. And then it's like, so I was like, I was called an ableist at the very beginning of the show. Like someone was like, the host is an ableist piece of trash, and I was like, thanks. Like,
oh, what's this bad one say?
The whole thing is too, it's just like, if you don't enjoy the show or if you don't like some opinion we don't all have to share the same opinions. Like, that's the whole beauty of reality in life, is people have different thoughts and opinions. And then
I just couldn't imagine someone listening to a show and been like, I don't like that. Let's see how bad it, and like they're in that headspace, like to leave that negative of a review. Like, if I didn't like something and I heard something, wouldn't you just fucking turn it off?
Turn it off. I've done that. Other than like
why are you listening?
Dumb post is one thing, but if you're just like, if you're listening to a podcast, like there's been podcasts I've listened to, or a certain episode of a show, and I just don't listen to it. Like, I'm like, oh, like, I don't want to listen to this one. Fuck this one or whatever. Right?
I don't like it. Yeah, done.
So the title is Inbreds. So we'll get into that after. Red Shoe episode, when a bunch of, and he blanked this out so his review wouldn't be taken down. A bunch of homos. You talk about miscegenation, but have you seen yourself? Have you seen white people? Yeah, LOL. We should have probably mixed a long time ago. Then his butt buddy goes on to put down Candace, and then again he calls us homos. I'm married with a child, first of all, and so is Jules. Jules has a wife and 2 kids.
Didn't I do the show? Wasn't I on the Red Shoe?
You were on one of the Red Shoe episodes. I think this might have been, it could have been from either one, but I have a feeling it's from the recent one we talked about. It was called The Hollywood Underground. And I don't know what Jules' beef was with Candace Owens. She said something that he didn't like. I don't like listen to her stuff. I think she has some good points. I appreciate some of her content that she's done, like exposing some of the stuff going on with Charlie Kirk or other things that are controversial. She did the Francis cult. So I appreciate like some of her content, but she said something that was off color or something that Jules didn't like or whatever. So it is just so funny to get easily triggered. So because I mentioned miscegenation, which if people don't know, it's like race mixing, right? And one of our good friends is half black, right? Like Alex has been on the show. He's one of my good friends. But my point was, that like, yeah, white people are less than 8% of the worldwide population. It would like, I have a white wife. My kid is white. And what this guy took from this, and I always say it like, hey, like, I don't care. Like, it's fine if people want to do that, fall in love with who you fall in love with, but it's been pushed. It's a cultural Marxist agenda. Like, it's the Kalergi plan. It's been pushed a lot on purpose. Every commercial is a white girl with a black guy. Like, almost every commercial, almost every show now. And it's done on purpose, right? And I even said, I was like, I actually advocate for like Asians to also be with other Asians. And if people want to be with other race, whatever, I don't care what you do. But I believe that, you know, white people inherently should be protecting their ancestral lineage of their own people as everybody else does. Like, if somebody was black and was like, I only want to date black women, I would be like, that's cool. Like, I remember in high school, we only had like
they
maybe
do that.
Yeah, they do. They literally tell you not to. Oh,
pretty common.
Don't. Yeah, I know. But if you're white, you're not allowed to do it. Like when my cousin dated an Asian chick and he lives in Toronto, she couldn't tell her parents because they didn't want her dating a white kid. So he was just her friend. Right? And like even in high school,
that sometimes does things to me.
Yeah. And even in high school, I remember like, you know, there was maybe like 3 or 4 black people, whatever. I tried to hit up the one black chick and she was like, I don't date white guys. And I was like, that's fair.
You sure that wasn't just an excuse for you specifically?
Maybe.
It could have been. It probably was.
So it's like, I don't got the green screen anymore. I'm getting the studio set up. If people wondering what's going on, I'm cutting out. But
yeah, I was like, yours is worse than mine. I'm like, mine's.
I'm just gonna make fun of him too because like calls us inbreds. So if you look it up and actually do any sort of research, white Europeans have the least amount of inbreeding compared to like maybe ethnically like the Japanese don't do it a lot, it seems, and the Chinese. But like this guy's triggered over this, essentially mad that white people exist. That's what he's saying by saying we should all be mixed. Well, it's just like, I think the world would be boring if everybody was just brown. That sounds really boring to me. And also that he's just like, these people, this is why I do some of the anti-white episodes, or I make jokes about racist ghosts as we're going to get into and stuff like that, and I'm writing an album on this stuff, is because you see it everywhere. Man, it's everywhere. All this like push for the anti-white. We don't like white people. We should all be mixed. That's part of the Kalergi plan. That's what they want the world to be. And I'm saying that like I want a world where Asians exist and black people exist. I don't want them to go extinct, but people openly advocate for our extinction is why I kind of have a problem with it. But then it's like if you look up sub-Saharan Africans and how the inbreeding in their population, which is very underreported, same as it is in India, it's 20 to 40%. Okay, in places like Pakistan, it's 75% to 65%, whatever, right? In India, it's like 40%. In Arabic countries, it's like literally 25 to 40%. So, and then if you look at like a lot of Asian countries, like Japan and China, it's like less than 2 to 1%. Also, white Europeans is less than 2 to 1%. So
I was going to say maybe except for like before.
Yeah.
Before it was a little different for us. But there's a lot. Well, that too. And that's got to take into consideration for something. Like there's a lot of very, very, I don't know, redneck communities kind of deal that, yeah, I'm sure that still happens. But I was more or less talking about the queen and king and like British people, like to keep like the royal bloodline and shit. And like, it's like, okay, well, you're going to go fuck your sister. Like we did that.
Yeah. That's also the reptilian theory.
Well, you can't ignore that we also did that.
Well, it's the hijacking, and those are supposedly that's why they interbreed, was to keep the money in the family, but also to essentially keep these bloodlines going, these ancient Nephilim bloodlines or whatever. But like it is just so funny. It's just like that's a go-to for some reason for black people to call white people, you're inbred or whatever. It's like actually
probably from the royal family shit.
Yeah. But it's like actually fair. Statistically wise, you're more inbred. It's just like if you look at places in Africa, nobody's reporting that shit. If some guy in a mud hut is like, I was just thinking about that.
I was like, all like I am very curious if they're gonna let's see here.
I wouldn't trust Google, everybody. I laugh when people are like, I got it off Google. And it's like, Google is owned by BlackRock. They filter specific episodes. school shooter is the black to go to. Oh, yeah, well, that's true. But the thing is, if you actually look at the school shooting, it's usually now, especially someone who's mentally ill, transgender, or there is a lot of cases of they actually underreport the school shootings of black people, and that's not like putting down. Statistics matter, and things per capita and all those things matter. It's like I like hate black people. I grew up with black friends. One of me and Billy's good friend is half black, so it's like I literally had a Jamaican aunt that just died, but I have nothing against this shit.
Whoa.
What?
In many this is on Google. In many African and Asian countries, marriages between close biological relatives account for about 20 to over 50% of all unions. How do you get 20 to 50?
And
that is a
South
massive
Asians.
jump. Like you're just
I love
guessing.
when
You're guessing at that point. That's a huge variable.
I love when
it could be over half. It could be like 2 for every 10. We don't know.
Yeah, they're not. It's underreported. That's why I think it's funny when they call Indians like South Asians. And I'm like, when I picture an Asian, I picture like, you know, like that. You know, I don't picture like, oh, buddy, come over here. Let me. You know, I'm just gonna keep making fun of these idiots. Well, when we're doing racist ghosts, this is what's gonna happen. But I just thought that was so funny because it's like, why is your go-to inbred when white people are actually the least inbred people globally, and actually made laws in many countries to make sure that we weren't fucking our own cousins. But now somebody sent me something how the BBC is like, we have to rethink this. It's actually not bad to marry your cousin because of all the Indians coming into it was a real article he sent me. He's like, this is a real article, man.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, looking that up right now.
BBC recommends cousin marriages. I don't know. It's so funny, but like the world's just, we live in such a clown world, and everyone's triggered by everything is so ridiculous. Like us just existing triggers people. And I said this to a buddy at work. I was like, make a video and just say, it's okay to be white, and watch how many people in the comments will get triggered and call you racist.
Okay, like, so first couple I see, the very first one might be it. It says a specific couple defends first cousin marriages. And they're Indian. People should know the risks of marrying their cousin. MP calls for first cousin marriages to be banned. Fewer cousin marrying in Bradford, Pakistani communities. Oh yeah,
that's all the Muslims. Yeah,
BBC. Should I marry my cousin? I bet this is it. Documentary. It's a documentary in which 18-year-old explores the controversial but legal custom. It's Indian again. It's all Indian.
Of course. I know, India and Pakistan, and it's just like their go-to like to call out white people or make fun of us. Me and Jules are making fun of this one. They call us like cum skin, and I was like, people like I don't.
That's a good name. Well, I haven't heard a good white slur in a long time. That's actually really good.
Yeah, and listen, cum skin is fucking funny, and that's why it's funny. They can awesome. They can never do one like, if you call someone like, I hate using these words, but if you call someone like a shit skin or whatever, I don't think that's necessary to call people that stuff. But that's their thing. And then I was like, I saw people like, oh, cum skin, and I was like, okay, cum gives life. It feels good when it happens.
I know, but that's super funny.
You can argue that pooping, it feels good when it happens, but like it's defecation, it's waste. Where cum gives life, and I'm like, it's not even a diss. Or they call us mayo monkeys.
Why do we got to be monkeys?
I don't know, because there's also this.
Oh, because we're all monkeys, kind of deal.
Yeah, well, that's also I'm going to disprove that in an episode. Out of Africa, that whole theory's been debunked. That we all came from Africa. Everyone's debunking that shit everywhere. Robert Zephyr did a great video on that, but I'm going to do it on my own at some point too, because I haven't like all the research done. But they claim because we have Neanderthal DNA or whatever. But the weird thing is, specifically within sub-Saharan Africans, there's a ghost link DNA that only is found within sub-Saharan Africans. It's not found in Asian populations or what they call Caucasians, which is also just a theory. The whole we came out of the Caucasus Mountains is also could be debunked. There's different theories. It's the game the whole family can play. Ew, man. They make fun of you by whipping your ass.
I just spit on my fucking computer. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Mayo monkey, I'll take it. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's dumb. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I like to talk about this. Like I've said, I don't have the time to have to explain this. I've had all friends of all walks of life and all that stuff. But the idea of racism and racist and stuff, it's all been weaponized, right? That's why I was like looking this up and I was like, is there actually like racist ghost stories? So I dug and dug and dug and then I found some and I was like, I just thought about that. I was like, that'd be a funny episode.
Let's do it. What's the first one?
So I just want like the whole idea. I just wanted to mention this too. I was actually going to bring up the book, but I don't need to do that. But I've mentioned many times, Leon Trotsky weaponized it just so people are aware of like the whole racist agenda. It was weaponized by cultural Marxists and stuff like that. But also, if you actually look into it, who popularized the whole idea around racism was Magnus Hirschfeld. And if you remember our Weimar Republic episode, he's the one that created the first transgender clinic. You know,
we don't like those.
I know. I don't have my.
That's racism, man. I love to racism, bro.
I love to racism.
I got my ancestral trace back to 700 AD. That's crazy. Yeah, I hate commies. We all hate commies. So yeah, racist ghosts. Do you have the background of blackface, Billy?
Do I have the background?
Yeah, a short, brief history. I did something.
That background. Would you like a brief history? Oh, God, I hate reading shit that I didn't read yet. Let's go.
Yeah, it's short.
Long ago in medieval Europe, folks smeared suits on their faces to play devils and damn souls in church plays because nothing says pure evil like a bad tan and zero sunscreen. That's unnecessary. Shakespeare got in on it too, with white dudes playing Othello. Classy start. The American leveled up in the 1830s. White guy Thomas, quote unquote, Daddy Rice, saw a disabled black stable hand dancing weirdly and oh, what? A disabled black stable. He saw a retarded horse? Or he means disabled like the horse was bad? Dancing.
How does a disabled horse sound, Billy?
But he was hand dancing? Weirdly.
Like this. Like, you know, jazzy.
The horse.
I don't know.
All right. He thought genius content. Slapped on burnt cork or shoe polish. It was budget makeup. Ragged clothes, big red lips, and birthed Jump Jim Crow, a goofy, lazy, dialect spouting caricature who went viral. Northern audiences who barely met actual black people ate it up like fried chicken at a picnic. I hate how this is fucking worded. By the 1840s, full shows exploited troops of white dudes in blackface singing, dancing, and cracking jokes that portrayed black people as stupid, cowardly, hypersexual, or just comically incompetent. It was the first big, uniquely American entertainment industry, complete with merch. They had merch.
Wow,
makeup kits,
crazy.
music. Post-Civil War, it boomed even more in the North and the Midwest. Peak irony. The same era that invented Jim Crow laws loved mocking black people on stage for laughs. It hung around into the 20th century. Movies, cartoons, even big stars like Al Jolson. I don't know who that is. In The Jazz Singer, Shirley Temple, and Mickey Roney got in on the fun.
Yeah, so that's a brief, short history of it. It's.
Oh wait, hold on. We got one sentence left. Let's make racism family friendly today. Mostly remembered as cringy tales, the original punching down comedy that aged like milk left in the sun. Moral of the story: if your quote unquote hilarious costume requires shoe polish and a wig, maybe just don't.
Honestly, I have no problem.
Horrible.
I don't really care, and I would go, "Oh my god, that's racist." I wouldn't care. Black people have done whiteface numerous times, and it's like literally like the thing about white chicks. There's an entire movie about it. Remember Chameleonaire? He did whiteface. So did Dave Chappelle. And they're like, well, it's because like blackface was inherently racist or whatever. I was like, or they were just emulating what they saw realistically, right? Like at the end of the day,
well, they were punching down in general.
Yeah.
That was like
It's a joke.
Know. It's mean.
They were kidding around. It's fine. It is a little mean.
I don't think they were, though. I think there's a lot of truth in that.
It looks fucking more scary than anything else. Oh, man, that's freaky
terrifying.
Looking. Yeah, that looks scary as shit, dude. You know, Dan Aykroyd did it. He did it in the movie Trading Spaces with Eddie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy didn't give a shit.
I've never watched that one.
That's a great Trading Spaces. So they trick Dan Aykroyd and they make him live like a poor bum. And then they make Eddie, there's these billionaires that bet, something like that, if they can make Eddie Murphy like essentially assimilated into like old white money, so to speak. So they make Dan Aykroyd, they switch their positions, Trading Spaces. They make Dan Aykroyd like a poor bum in the ghetto essentially, and then make Eddie Murphy rich where he has like money at his fingertips and stuff like that. It's a decently funny movie. Yeah, but he did it and he's talked about, he's like, oh, I wouldn't do that now or whatever. But it was just the time. Yeah. Well, yeah, watch that movie. It's hilarious. You know, and it's just like, I'm sure there's disparaging bad things about it. But at this point, black people have done whiteface. White people have done blackface. Let's get over it. I did Indian face when I was 12. You know,
that's right. I remember that.
Yes, I said coming dad, and I was in a play, and they literally put me. And it's so funny because this is what people don't understand. Like that, like I don't know, Indians didn't exist really in Canada unless you went to like a big major city. You'd see like one or two, but like that was funny, and because we didn't, they were the delivery guys, the random delivery guy in a big city, right? So I was like the guy that came in as the delivery guy. I was his son because I was helping backstage. I've said the story before. And they dressed him up like a brown guy. And they thought it was funny. It was a British play. The guy was British that wrote it or whatever. And then, so I walked behind him with a cart full of stuff. And I said, coming, dad. And they put my hair in. I had long hair at the time. I was 12. They put my hair in a bun.
That's awesome.
And it's just funny, and I never thought anything of it. We did it a couple times, and then when we got to like a bigger city, they're like, "Shut it down!" You know, they had to take it out. Which is whatever.
Fair though.
You like this one?
This is the old
cotton,
days.
bro.
You used to be able to get away with shit like this.
Man, we knew somebody. I don't know, give this full name. Brock. He dressed up like a black guy. For
Thorogood?
I think grade 8 Halloween. I think it was grade 8 or grade 7. He literally dressed like like a gangster black guy and wore blackface.
I wonder. Yeah, his parents probably thought it was hilarious. Like 90s were totally okay to do that. Even early 2000s, it was actually pretty recent that everyone really started.
Everyone's offended. That one.
It's actually funny. I'm starting to actually see the difference too, moving forward of just like all the new generation coming up that's like just hitting 18, 19 right now that is straight up going back to how we were.
They're rejecting all this brainwashing, and
like,
then you have like
awesome.
the people in the
it's
middle.
It's fucking
that are
hilarious.
crazy.
I'm seeing so many videos of people being like, "Why is everyone racist now?" And it's just like an 18-year-old white girl walking down the streets, like we never stopped. Damn, you're not supposed to be saying
again.
that.
It's like it's just pattern recognition. That's what it is. I don't care what people say. It is literally like, is it racist to say a lot of Chinese people are smart?
No, but okay, you're not that naive to this. You understand exactly the difference.
Well,
it's not,
but the
it's
thing
not
is
saying
that
it's not saying the
sensitive.
stereotypes. It's saying like, oh, I don't like these group of people based on this soul.
Yeah, no,
issue.
I agree.
Like that
I
is
agree with
really
that.
what it is. But yes, people are taking it a little out of context for sure.
No, true. But the thing is too, right? Like, I agree, though the whole idea of racism is just hating people based on their skin color, which
Yeah,
I don't
so
think
that
the average
particular
person does.
No,
but
most people don't.
It also is okay if I was like I'm trying to make an example that would sound more racist, right? But like you see a Japanese guy, do you think he knows karate?
Yeah.
Most
Most of the time I do.
You know, or like, you know, you see a Sikh Indian, do you think that he's driving a truck and maybe might kill someone? You know what I mean?
Or Uber, maybe.
Or like, it's stereotypes matter for a reason. It's because it's things that people recognize. That's why I was going to do a video at some point. It's like back in the, if you Google it even now, still it's surprising because Google's so owned by BlackRock, is if you look up stereotypical Canadian, because people understood what a Canadian was. There was a white dude in plaid with a beard looking like a lumberjack. It wasn't some guy from fucking whatever Mumbai and like, you know, with a with a Tim Horton shirt on, right? Everyone knew what that was, right? So I just wanted to get it because it's just like this whole idea of, that's why I chose to do this episode. It's kind of a jokey, cheeky vibe because we haven't really touched upon ghosts in a while. And I just like, is there actually stories of this? So I got some tunes.
What you got?
In the eerie intersection of the supernatural and societal sins, racist ghosts stand as a chilling testament to hatred that refuses to die. They aren't mere campfire tales, they are purportedly real accounts from witnesses, investigators, historians, where spirits cling to their mortal prejudice, tormenting the living based on race, ethnicity, or origin, explicit in their malice, whispering slurs, manifesting symbols of oppression. It's like a floating swastika. It's just fucking, or physically assaulting people. These hauntings expose the undead occurrence of bigotry. This article breaks down the documented real stories as possible drawings that we could talk to about certain testimonies of people that have maybe lived these experiences, reminding us that racism ghosts are far from being exercised. Yes.
You have any idea how
of hate
much it took out of me to not just like background music, your background music?
What are you gonna do?
I hate it.
A lot of Asian people can't drive. It's not racist to notice things. It's true. It is true.
It's weird too because they're so smart and they have such good like motor skills in general, like with their hands and feet, because karate and taekwondo and stuff like that. Like why does a vehicle throw them off so much?
I don't get it. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's because they're all like in subways and they have to have male subways and female subways because the men keep touching the females. That's like a real thing.
What? Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They
like
have
actually?
separate.
No way.
Yeah. I think it's Japan.
Separate subways for men and women?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because the men are like what? Like
groping.
Forcefully touching? Oh, okay.
Yeah, groping. You know, what Indians do.
No shot. I'm fact checking you on this so hard.
Yeah. I know it's funny. I also I want to look this up or whatever because that guy's like calling me and Jules homos, even though we both have a wife and kids or whatever. And I looked up. So the rate of the amount of black people that are gay is 4.6. Okay. Mm-hmm. The amount of white people that are gay is 3.4. So again, and it's like a lot of people point to that they don't have fathers in the home. So they're raised by females, which makes them gay. But like, you know, it's just so funny, these people that try to project these things. And it's like, you can kind of sound like you're projecting your own like insecurities on the world. You know, like if I listen to like, it's just so funny. I would never be like, this is gay. Unless it's like a comment of like Instagram where you look at a video, I'm like, this guy's retarded or whatever, but it's too funny. So make sure if you have an Apple phone to go give us a 5-star review and give us a good rating. Tell them how much you love the show. I know we're not for everybody because people are easily offended. Am I right? There's 2 train cars.
This is fucking insane. Yeah, many train and subway lines in Japan featuring designated women-only cars to combat sexual harassment, quote-unquote groping. Particularly during crowded rush hours, these cars are marked with pink signs on the floor and train windows usually functioning on weekdays, mornings, evening, peak times. Now, here's the thing. Like, they're pretty, like, progressive about it. So, like, exceptions. Women-only cars are allowed elementary school students, disabled passengers, and their caretakers, regardless of gender. And if you are a man that enters by mistake, you simply move over to the next car at the next stop, and nobody's really going to say anything as long as
they're
you
very
go,
respectful.
Like, as long as you're like, oh, shit, like I didn't. Like, how respectful are they if this needed to be a rule?
I know. We're,
like, what?
Do the trannies sleep on top of it? Like, do they like that sleep, but do they like ride on top of it?
Are tranny.
They're like on the outside. They just like have a little thing they can strap themselves to it. So,
I swear to God.
Is there many Japanese people that are trans? I guess where's Thailand? That's Japan, because there's a lot of like the Thai boys. You know. You can literally offend anybody nowadays. It's so ridiculous just over saying anything. That's why I made that joke about, make a video saying it's okay to be white and someone be like, oh my God, you're a racist. It's like, they don't want us to exist.
I love the way they say it. It's transgender women are generally allowed in the women only train cars. It's like, we'll decide when you step on if you're good or not. Most of the time, yeah, but sometimes we see through.
What if I dress
Greg.
up like a woman to get on the woman's train so I can grope the way? You know what I mean?
That's what I was just saying. I'm like, we see what you're doing, Greg. Get off here.
Well,
Like,
the
it's Mrs.
Japanese
Doubtfire
have
that gets on.
Yeah. Well, the Japanese have feministic features.
Yeah, but they're pretty built for the most part.
Out of all races, who do you think could make the most conceivable females, though? Look wise.
I think probably
Asians.
Probably Asians. Yeah.
They're little tiny people. You know, and it's so funny. Is it racist to say Asian people like rice? Like it becomes absurd at some point where you're like, what the fuck? So like small penises. Oh man. Okay, let's get into the racist ghost. One of the most I'm just smoking weed before the show now. I get to have a Scott. Like I've been smoking weed before every show I've been doing recently. So I'm like, I don't even care anymore. I took a couple puffs, had a little fun. So one of the most detailed and investigated accounts comes from the Modest Terrace house in a diverse East London neighborhood during the 20th century. Recounted in Danny Robbins' podcast, Haunted, a family of a Caribbean descent moved into the property only to encounter a spirit of an elderly white woman. And just so everybody knows, everyone in this is most likely going to be white because only white people can be racist. I tried to look for black racist ghosts, but you can't be racist when you're black, man. You can't be racist when you're anything other than white.
You can. Okay, actually, here's a fun take. Definitely you can, and definitely other white people will see that you're clearly racist towards different groups, but those groups don't care. That's the only difference. We started caring about everyone's feelings.
Programming. Yeah, we got programmed to be afraid of the word racist.
And they just don't care. Funny. Like they are definitely they are allowed to be racist. Yeah. That's the difference. Nobody cares.
They literally say, I hate white people. They'll show up into Canada and say, fuck white people. And it's like, why are you here then? Like, why are you going to... I just always find that funny, especially like the immigrant population. People that assimilated and came in and adapted, they literally felt embarrassed if they weren't speaking English or they didn't adapt to the culture and stuff like that. Now it's completely changed, where it's like, but you hate white people, but yet you only come to white countries. You like literally any open border white country, every people from the third world flood the borders. And that's because you don't want to, that's why I made that joke where I was like, Indians don't want to live in India or around other Indians. Then they come to Canada and they only want to live around other Indians and don't want to assimilate, right? Mm-hmm. It's just like, if you all want to, you want what we built, that's it, because you would just stay where you are. Mm-hmm. Right? You know where this is from?
Looks like a legion.
This was in Canada. I think this was Nova Scotia.
Looks like a legion.
There's four. It's firefighters. They're 4 firefighters, and they got in trouble for this because it leaked. And they said we're dressed like ghosts, but then it's like he has the cross in his hand.
Yeah, that didn't work. That was a bad addition to that.
Well, it's so funny because if it was like the other way around, but so yes, terrifying ghosts. So this Caribbean descent family, whatever, they encountered a spirit of an elderly
white woman.
Of course, it's white. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I had my stuff queued up.
Why are your ghosts so busty?
Because they're luring me in. That's why I created this. Look at it. I got sexy ghosts around me. They want me. It's supposed to be like I'm in bed or something.
They want me.
Does
this make you feel wanted? Do you feel wanted now, Tom?
I know. I'm always wanted. You know, my baby's laughing and crying before I leave. I'm like, no. I won't see her before she goes till she goes to bed, and then she'll be in bed, and then that's just, I don't see her, and I gotta go to work.
Oh, way to make a joke sad. Proud of you. Carry on.
I like the little KKK baby. That's hilarious.
Oh my God. Jumped him right in. Guy's got a beer. He's like, this is fun.
So fucked. So this elderly white woman, the former occupant, initially the ghost appeared benign, translucent figure shuffling in the kitchen, muttering to herself, fucking. But soon her presence turned hostile, especially towards non-white family members. Witnessed by Tyrone. Tyrone described hearing racial slurs. He dang sees it. Especially so. You described hearing explicit racial slurs at night. You fucking. And then
Get out of my bed. Well,
she called them filthy wogs. I've actually never heard of that before.
that's a new one.
Yeah, filthy wogs. I actually don't know what that means. Can you look up what a wog is?
I'm doing that right now.
You don't know what it's always like funny because I never like.
I know I'm gonna have to search like derogatory.
Like everyone, like what was wrong with Jigaboo? You know, remember Jigaboo? That was like I was like, why is that so bad? Sounds.
Oh
fun
my
to say.
God! Never
What?
mind. All right,
does it mean?
that's bad. A wog is literally just a person that is not white. Any person that's not white.
Oh, sweet! I'm calling everybody that now.
Everyone's a wog. That's
so
crazy.
And she would say,
Go back. No,
I don't like that one. That's this.
Go back to where you came from, you filthy wogs.
So, did you know it also? So, there's obviously two definitions for every word, mostly.
Yeah.
The second one is an illness or infection.
Makes sense.
That is not. And then they're like, "Oh, that will also work very well for anyone who's not white."
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
it's not like all it like is significant. Like you see some of those videos and it's crazy. Like I was talking about this to someone recently at work or on the show or whatever. But like you'll see those videos of like a white guy picking up trash. And then people just come up, like, I don't know what country this is in, maybe America or some other country, and they'll go to pick up the trash, and then they'll put it in the trash bin, and then they'll go take it out and put the trash back on the ground. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's a video of a woman that traveled to India, and she was like looking to put the garbage away, and then a child, literally hit the garbage out of her hand, and then she went to pick it up, and she's like, no, we don't litter or whatever, like where's the garbage or whatever, and the kid just kept taking it, throwing it in the ground, and there's garbage everywhere, and it's like, come on, like if that's your culture, if like that's what you think is okay.
All right. We're getting a little off track here, buddy.
I know, but don't you agree? Isn't that weird? Have you not seen some of that stuff?
I understand. I get it.
It's strange to
carry on with
treat
the
your
coast.
environment like that. I know. I know. I think Billy would agree. Billy's way more racist than me. So
Am I now?
echoing the xenophobic vitriol of post-war Britain, the ghost fixated on the family's toddler daughter. That's a fun word to say. Hovering over her cot with a menacing glare. So obviously this child was like, there's this creepy old lady like staring at me when I sleep. So weird, as if resenting the child's very existence in her space. Doors slammed shut on non-white visitors and cold spots formed around them, accompanied by an overwhelming sense of unwelcome. When the family sold the house, subsequently immigrant buyers reported similar torments. Objects hurled at them, walls scratched with derogatory symbols like swastikas. I don't even believe that. This ghost is literally carving swastikas in the wall.
What year is
apparitions,
this is a fresh new ghost?
the late 20th century, supposedly.
Okay.
And the apparitions screamed ethnic insults. Robbins investigated, uncovered the woman's real life story as a recluse bigot who shunned by diverse neighbors, suggested her spirit perpetually is isolated even in death. And that's so funny because it's like, realistically, if you're an old lady that grew up in Britain, which was in London, which was white for literally hundreds of years, and then all like these different racial groups coming in, and then you're surrounded by them, yeah, you're probably gonna feel a type of way. Like if I woke up tomorrow and like everywhere was India. Oh wait, that's Canada. You know, like you would feel it's an uncomfortable feeling. Like the thing is, people don't want to recognize these things and these issues and stuff that take place. But it is inherent that people have connections. And it's not saying you can't have friends that are different races or ethnicities, but you inherently feel more comfortable with your people. That's a fact. Every culture does this, man. That's why you have people that from India or any other country, Jamaicans do this. I have Jamaican buddies, and they usually hang out with their own cliques. Like, you know what I mean? Like one of my Jamaican buddies, he'll bring his brother came over and brought, or his buddy and his brother came over, and then they came and looked for work at his barber shop, and he was teaching him how to cut hair. So they do favors for each other. They hang out with each other because they're from the same place, they're the same people. It's not something to crazy to think that, Canadians or, people in Britain feel uncomfortable when they're surrounded by people that never existed in their country. You know what I mean? For like hundreds of years. Realistically, right? Like, would you want to be would you want to just be plopped into like India or Africa and just live there? Without any contact with other people?
Not those ones, but like I feel like I could be plopped in like Taiwan. I'd be all right.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be cool with Japanese people.
Because like it's different cultures and how they
culturally,
respond,
yes.
right? Because like those ones aren't overthrown basically. And like I said, like even back in the day when we had like the black family, that was it. When we were growing up, like that was the only one around. It's like you're fucking cool. Come here. What's going on with you? Like no one ever said anything mean to them. It was like this is neat and new.
Well, that's what mass immigration did. That's what it's not out yet, but it'll be coming out soon with I Like Old Fights Mac. I fucking gonna get this guy on the show all the time. It's one of the funniest people I've talked to, at least through podcasting. He's just like just a typical Canadian. We talked about like I named the episode "What are we even talking about?" because we went in so many different directions. But like it would just remind me of telling stories to like another Canadian, like how we grew up is similar. And he was saying, he was like, we had that one cool black dude. He literally came into the school and did like he brought a guitar and he just started doing like the Jimi Hendrix Purple Rain, or not Purple Rain, that's the other one. And everyone was like Purple Haze, and everyone was like, wow, look at this. And like, this is the fucking coolest guy alive. You know what I mean? That it was like the token black. Everyone thought they were cool. And now because of mass immigration, it's ruined that, because people that are not assimilated, you know what I mean? That it's like a cultural takeover, that now people are resentful. You know what I mean? Like even the black dudes that I grew up with and stuff, and like, there was like 2 or 3 in the high school or whatever. They were like chill dudes, other than one of them who wanted to fight everybody. The older brother was chill. Everyone liked him, but then the younger brother wanted to fight everybody to prove something. Like, and I said this on that episode.
He's probably getting beat up at home, to be fair.
By his non-existent dad?
No, ours was the one in our grade he was a couple years younger than me, but the only one that went to grade school with us. Kid was like in grade like 3 doing standing backflips. Landed on
I
his
remember
feet.
that. Yo, that
every time.
kid.
I was like, you're awesome, dude.
That kid came
he just did
to
backflips every day.
Yeah, that kid was wild. That kid came to my house. I was painting the garage. And I was listening to, it was like, I don't know, it was like a 12 or 13. And I was listening to like crazy Screamo music. I don't know what, like Silverstein or like Atreyu, something maybe a little more hardcore. And I have my big binder of CDs. I still have it. And he's flipping through it. And this is before I had a couple hip hop CDs, but I wasn't like ingrained into it as I am now or whatever. And afterwards, but he was like, do you have any Biggie? And I was just like, no, it's all metal in there right now.
No.
I'll never forget that. I was painting the garage. He's just flipping through my CDs, and I'm like, no, I don't have any Biggie. He's like, wow, this crazy Screamo music. Tom, you already have the Japanese accent down. I know. Just imagine I just show up and I'm like going into like the subway. Hello, everybody. Oh yes, I will disrespect my family. Like,
you would do so much better if you just went and hey, and they're like white. They love you.
I don't know. Some of them don't like white people either. I've heard like the Japanese and like especially some of the Chinese.
I know. I know about 4 or 5 different people that have gone down to various places like Taiwan, Japan, and China, and they will like every single one without a doubt go. Once I landed, I've never felt more at home. Like everyone's just like, oh my God, come with us, please.
That's
please
what Ryan
party with us. Please be my friend. Like they're begging you.
Ryan Gable, he's been on the show twice. I'm gonna get him on again. I just had to get the new studio set up and stuff like that, so I can do it or whatever. But like he moved to Japan. He found a Asian woman and like married her and moved to Japan. And he was like, they'll never see me as Japanese. But he's like, I try. During the one episode, he's wearing a kimono, and like he doesn't even notice now because he's trying to assimilate. you know, but I'm a Gen X. There was literally only 2 black people in my area, and they were just like us. And the end of the 90s were being overrun by retards. Well, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
What's the alcoholic drink the Japanese people drink at dinner?
Sake.
Sorry, sake.
Sake.
Yeah.
Me and Mitch got wasted off that shit on the Strange Japanese episode.
There's a really funny freaking stand-up comedian, and I can't remember his name. I just watched him do a skit, and he's like, when I was younger, I went to a exchange program in Japan, and we went over there, and my parents sent me off or whatever. So he was down there, and he's like, we had a sake every night for dinner. So he's like, I'm all right, I'm just gonna have it. And he's like, every single night we're getting blackout shit-faced. And he's like, every night. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, guys, you moved me in a family of alcoholics. Like, I can't drink this much. Like, I don't know what's going on. And he's like, apparently in their culture, you'll get, whoever the guest is will get poured sake for dinner, but you're not supposed to finish it. You're supposed to leave like a sip at the bottom to let everyone know you're done drinking. But if you finish it, that means everyone's doing another round. So he's like, as soon as I found that out, he's like, I left a sip, and he's like, I've never seen so much happiness on people's faces. They're like, oh my God, we don't have to drink all night.
That's so funny. That's probably true because I've seen. I was watching a show where they're making a joke about that, where they just kept drinking. The guy's like throwing up in the corner. I don't know what show that was, but even when me and Mitch way back in the day, so this is like 5-6 years ago, we did the Strange Japanese Legends episode. We're like, let's go full Japanese. We got Sapporo, the Japanese beer. We got sake, and I've never done sake before, and or drank it. And it is strong. Like by the end of the episode, it's still on audio because this is before we filmed anything, and. And afterward, I was drunk. Mitch is like trying to make pina coladas at like 1 a.m, and I'm like, we don't need any more we don't need pina coladas. So
I just thought that was funny though. Like fucking, you sit there and you're like, oh my God, like I can't handle all this alcohol. But like he's like, everyone was doing it. The dad, the mom, the sisters, the brothers. Like everyone's just getting shit faced 24/7. Because they were just trying to welcome this man so much into their home.
Warm drink, warm drunk. Is that true? A warm drink, a warm drunk. You know what I mean? Like, is that so if you drink like...
What's a cold drunk?
I don't know. Just fighting people in the bar. Savannah, Georgia.
Like, you're in the corner like, I'm sad now.
So this is Savannah, Georgia, has a dark history of slavery, is the hotbed of hauntings intertwined with racism. In the Wright Square, one of the oldest city public spaces, locals and tour guides report the ghost of a crazy old white lady. It's going to be a lot of crazy old white ladies who embodies
probably every single one of them.
The South lingering bigotry, describes a frail, ethereal, sorry, that's fucking retarded I am, ethereal figure in Victorian attire clutching a gnarled of six. She's carrying fags. She's carrying faggots. She's carrying a bundle of sticks.
I thought you meant cigarettes.
Slowly a bundle of sticks. She wanders the square at night, targeting African-American passerbyers with violent swings.
Sounds insane. I thought ghosts weren't able to reach that realm.
She's trying. People like see this old white lady swinging at them. Why I keep going the wrong voice?
You goddamn fuck.
I might as well use it while I have it. So eyewitnesses accounts are explicit. Black some of the people that go on these tours, the black people, feel invisible shovels. Hear slurs like "Get out of my square, boy."
I'm a square boy.
Know your place. Get out of my square, boy.
Experience welts appearing on their skin as if struck by an unseen cane. One guide recounted a 2010 incident where the ghost pinned a black man against a tree, her cold breath hissing references of Jim Crow. This sounds fake. Jim Crow laws and lynchings. So according to this, a black guy got pinned to a tree
visual.
by a
lynchings. Like that's what you say while you're about to die.
You know what? Realistically, if you think about this stuff, right? Like, I think that it's been overtaken by the cultural Marxists. Like, a lot of those like lynchings that took place, there was obviously some that weren't justified. But a lot of them, if you actually research it, were due to like a crime that took place. Like they assaulted somebody or something happened. Because like even
Oh,
the
and then they
story
made a
of
folklore out of it?
no, listen, the story of Mary Fagin, weird name. So, do you know how the ADL got formed? The ADL?
I don't know what the ADL is.
It's the Jewish Anti-Defamation League.
What?
Yeah. You don't know about this?
No.
So it's essentially you can't say, like, if you say too many things about the JQ, they will get mad. It's the Jewish anti-Semitism, even though they're not Semitic technically, but it's like their favorite word to use, right? So they can stop you from saying it.
That was before Hitler.
Yeah, I know. So they start.
crazy.
Listen, this is how it started. I'll tell you how it started. Leo Frank, right, was this Jewish guy that he Mary Fagin. That's how the story goes. Okay, he was tracking her. He worked with her at a pencil factory. This young little white girl, and her, and so they tried to cover it up. And even he and his acquaintances wanted to blame a black guy, and even the KKK wouldn't lynch the black guy because there was no evidence of it. And so the ADL got formed because people were smearing Leo Frank. It was formed because Jewish people wanted to protect a race. That's literally how it was formed, because they wanted to protect Leo Frank. You can look up, like, who knows what Google will say, but
That's what I'm curious. I was actually kind of seeing what they would say, because this was 1913.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, what does it say? Leo Frank.
Yeah, the Leo Frank case, the most significant spark to the 1913 trial of Leo Frank, a Jewish factory superintendent in Atlanta who was wrongly convicted of murder.
Her own great granddaughter speaks about this, and there's a ton of proof that he did do it. Yeah, it's Google, man.
That's fucking great. What? But it even
Jugal.
says, like, it brings him up anyway, the Leo Frank case.
Yeah,
So at least it
Jugal.
didn't completely
It's
bury
owned
it.
by BlackRock, man. There's been there's evidence, so much evidence. Warm sake hits faster because it's already closer to the body temperature. Oh, so your gut absorbs the alcohol quicker. You feel the buzz sooner. Where cold things slow down. Yes, I remember like this really Christian kid that I worked
That's why
with.
sometimes I fucking drink and I'm like, I'm sober. I am so fucked up.
When
I
you're,
can't walk.
especially when you're drinking at my place and your beer is piss warm. I'm like sitting there.
Well, that's when I get. That's usually when I get drunker quicker. You're
know,
right. That's cool. I
yeah.
never knew that.
I worked with this one kid. He was like the super Christian kid. We always thought he was gonna maybe kill his family or something like that. But like just because like those guys are like
What?
full Christian. We were talking to him. He was a kid I worked with. He wouldn't swear. He never had sex. He was like just full blown nicest kid. Christian, doesn't drink. And he was like, my grandma said that if you drink warm water, it's more healthier for you. And he's like, I don't. And we're like hot in the kitchen when I was a chef, and he's drinking a cold glass of water. He's like, I'll take the little couple seconds off my life to have cold water. I was like, holy shit. And then so we're talking to this buddy out front and we're having a smoke. And we're explaining Lucas to him. We're like, this kid is like, he's like the nicest Christian kid. And he looks at Lucas and he's like, yeah, last kid I knew like that was like this pristine Christian. He killed his wife. And then Lucas goes, just like laughs. Holy fuck.
That does sound fun.
Oh, I have a Zin.
But I've been fucking. That's how, dude. I stopped vaping with them, and I just picked up a new habit.
Yeah, more nicotine. I know. I smoke
all it
sometimes
is.
at work, so I gotta stop doing it.
I'm doing pretty good though. These are way fucking 4 or 5 a day total now.
Yeah.
When I first tried to get off vaping, dude, it was like a pack and a half a day. I was going through literally like 36 of them a fucking day.
Helps with upper digestion, hydration, warm drinks. Yeah. That's what they say, but I like a nice cold glass,
but cold drinks taste better. So
it's true.
I don't know.
So, supposedly forcing him to relive flashes of violent historical events. So she's like making him be like, this is what we used to do to you. Though some dismiss it as urban legend. Of course it is. It's just to form more victimhood, perpetual victimhood. The story ties to the square's past as a site of public execution and slavery auctions where white supremacist sentiments fester. It's not actually, because if you know who owned the slave trade, you'd probably figure something else out. Believers argue that the speaker is a former resident displaced by integration, whatever. So, racist ghost throws black guy against the wall. Again, do you know that? Do you know conveniently that Christopher Columbus sailed to the New World at the same time that a certain people were kicked out of Spain? You know that?
I guess I never really.
He was a Sephardic, what they call it, a Sephardic J.
I guess I never really thought of that.
Don't worry, Bill
That
C9.
timeline.
I love all people. I love Jew. I love everybody, Bill C9. Don't worry. Nothing hateful or racist about any of these conversations.
I love everyone, Bill C9. Everyone's great, Bill C9.
It's going to be like the AI overlord.
That's all we're going to say. I bow to you, Bill C9.
Mark Carney is king. You know what I mean? I heard he said that everything's just, Canada is a clown show. I don't want to get
Watch
too much
it,
into.
Bill C9.
It's a clown show though, bro. Like the Juno's clown show, they said something about like when they're gonna do promiscuous girl. The weird tranny host of the Junos was like, it's promiscuous they them or something like that. I was like, oh my fucking God. And then the NDP thing. Do you see the NDP, man? Fuck, if those people ever get into power, they're just gonna kill all white people. All straight
It's
white people are dead.
promiscuous they them.
Yeah, aren't they all? Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. So CNN journalist John Blake's encounter with his own family racist legacy is deeply personal, haunting that blends the supernatural with intergenerational trauma. Where's our trauma from the actual word being based on Slavic, which is based on white people being enslaved in large numbers in the Ottoman Empire. Growing up in a black West Baltimore in 1980s, Blake knew his white grandfather only through stories of this vile racism. A man who hurled the N-word at Blake's father and disowned his daughter for marrying a black man. Good on him. But in the adulthood, the grandfather returned as a ghost. Blake described waking up to an apparition in his bedroom, an elderly white man in outdated clothes, scowling in contempt. The spirit didn't just disappear, it reenacted explicit outbursts, muttering about race mixing and the ruining of white bloodlines. Oh, me and this guy would get along very well. I still find that comment came up and then we did this episode. You know?
Yeah, good I hope he sees it. I hope he's so invested in his bad review he rewatches.
You know what's funny? They really push race mixing. I see it everywhere on shows. Chelsea's watching that weird Victorian show. I'm like, I can't watch it, but it's just that love romantic Victorian. And I was like, that's not accurate. That's not historically accurate. It's very famous in the woman world. I'm trying. Someone in the chat might know. What it is, but it's like she's like, and she even says, she's like, I know all of them are race mixing. And I was like, every like couple in the show is like, and I'm
so
like,
how do I describe this show?
Netflix Victorian sexy show.
What is the Netflix
Victorian sexy show? Someone might probably knows what the fucking talking about, but
I didn't even Google it. This seemed like a question from my girlfriend, so we'll hear back in a minute.
Yeah, Victorian sex, but she's watching it, and as soon as you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, because I'm not paying attention to it. But she admits, she's like, yeah, it's everything is like the white guy with black girl, white guy with Asian girl, and it's like it's specifically pushed for a reason. There's a reason why they're doing it. They only do these things for a reason, and at the end
apparently I got a good woman. She replied with what? I don't know. Thought you
the
know.
Netflix show. Oh my god, I'll fucking look it up.
I called a friend when I should have used Google.
Netflix sexy Victorian show. There's like a lot of sex in it. I heard or something like that. I see her watching it sometimes when I'm like
The Queen's
doing
Gambit.
research.
Is that it?
No, what? Oh, Bridgington. Bridgington.
Oh,
is what it's called.
Bridgington. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of race mixing and stuff in that. And it's like historically not even close to accurate because none of what is appearing would have ever existed in the royalty of Europe, like a black queen. This just didn't exist, man. But like you see this where they push it. And it's like, that's what I talked about in the Kalergi Plate episode. I was like, it's obviously for a reason, but actually statistically wise, white people are the least likely to actually race mix, but then they push it on us consistently. But I wonder who was doing that. I never have my Nava Nahaga Gila buttons anymore.
You need
Nava. No, I don't. I need
What we're thinking.
Nava Nahaga Gila. It's weird. It's weird. The very people that don't want, that literally exclusively are against mixing with other people within their religious blood right or whatever they believe are the very same people that push it.
My boy, I think we've gone through like no stories.
So, like I said, the grandfather was very mad. He's like ruining white bloodlines, complete with gestures mimicking violence from his life. In a chilling episode, the ghost hovered over the Blake's bed, whispering slurs and invoking lynch mobs again for some reason. This sounds so fake, as if trying to instill inherent shame. Blake's brother Patrick witnessed similar visitations, leading to a family reckoning. So, researcher revealed the grandfather's ties to the segregation group, amplifying the haunt's authenticity rather than terror. The ghost promoted healing, forcing Blake to confront and dismantle the bigotry passed down like a cursed heirloom. Controversial, it seems racist spirits might inadvertently spark anti-racism awakening. Oh my God. And this is from CNN, so I don't believe anything that they're saying. You know what I mean? And segregation was so good, you know, they had to force it at gunpoint.
So good. We had it right.
So fine. Well, like, okay, it's not me claiming this, but there is black nationalists, like legitimately, that have looked into this stuff supposedly, and said that it was actually better for their communities. There was black doctors, the black owned businesses, and it's funny because if you say it now, like I'm a black owned business, you know, it's like touted as this thing that's like it's positive,
amazing, yeah.
But if I'm like, this is a white owned business, only white, like they have black only colleges in America. But if you had a whites only college, that's racist. See, it's this idea of reverse racism. No, it's just racism. Discouraging and hating and displacing people or whatever from certain places because of their skin color is literally the definition of racism, but it's okay if it's done to white people. That's my biggest beef with all this stuff. It's like, obviously there's an agenda, and anyone that's smart enough to notice that there is, and there's a lot of black people talking about this stuff too. There's a good guy that creates great content about this stuff too.
You know what? I'm on the fence of like thinking, oh my God, it's planned and this is where it should be. Or, okay, let's take a step back. Okay, obviously we built a pretty significantly amazing colony here. We did amazing for ourselves. We built businesses, we built infrastructure, we were able to supply all these housing for people. We have energy for people. People aren't living on the street. Our garbage pickup's amazing. Our roads are good. Our hospitals are
used to be.
Canada fucking okay, but whatever. Like, so we built this wonderful world for ourselves. Now, okay, flip it to the other side. Let's say, pretend for a minute, Africa was the country that did that and Canada was shit. If we all collectively went, oh my God, they have it so good in Africa, we need to leave, and Africa had open borders and we all moved over there, I'd beg that we'd probably be doing the same thing, but with white only colleges down there, with white only things here, because we would have been suppressed at that time. It's just like a full 50% flip. I bet I bet
But
we
then
do the
what?
same shit.
Yeah, but then what if the black people came in and then built civilization and gave us things like medicine, infrastructure, housing, like motor
That's what
engines,
I mean.
planes,
I'm not
right?
saying. I'm not saying it's right on a grand scheme.
And then
That's
you
not what I'm
kill them all
saying.
because it's racist. That's what happened in Africa.
And
They literally killed everybody. And the thing
Well,
is,
you feel
wouldn't
bad. You feel incompetent. You feel weak, and you feel insecure.
Look
so you
at
start
that and
lashing out on
replicate
bigger
it.
people.
Look at it and replicate it. Also, a good point
Yeah.
that everyone wants to make to anyone, like literally say, show me one uncontacted tribe that is white. Show me.
Well, they're uncontacted.
But I'm saying ones that have no contact with modern civilization that they've been able to track through other countries. It's in India. It's in places like Pakistan. It's in Arabic countries. It's in Africa.
How do we find them if they're uncontacted?
You think? Remember the one
We're
tribe
just
where they're
stumbling
like,
on them at
they're all
that point.
chucking spears at the helicopter.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
it's
realistically,
because
that's
our
that's-
world here has been very, very, very progressive, for sure. In a way of like saying like we are able to.
Innovation.
Yeah, in the way of innovation, in the way of being like, hey, we're going to take care of our situation because nobody wants to live like that, and we are like, yeah, we don't want to live like that. So
Like, and that's
we
where
all
people get mad
did
at
what
me,
we could
but-
do.
Come on, with the decolonization thing, you want to go back to the Stone Age? Like, let's be real. The native, quote unquote, Native Americans, which are from Asia originally, there's three different distinct Asians that crossed the Barren Bridge and then all blended together, supposedly.
Yeah.
Thousands of years, no wheel, not even horses until the Spaniards showed up.
I bet they had really good walking legs, though.
But they were peaceful. They weren't killing each other and scalping each other for warrior purposes. Because that's where people try to claim that white people brought that. And there's a good video on YouTube where he breaks down the truth about Native American history. And he was like, there was a grave site an actual mass grave, not the fake ones like in Canada, an actual mass grave, and it had 300 kids. People adult male that had they were scalped. You can tell by their actual skull.
Oh shit!
This guy did some, but that's just.
That's racism, man. I love to racism, bro.
Yeah, the drone footage, it's crazy. So in
love the
chat,
racism,
someone's
bro.
I'm not gonna call it Tennessee because Chattanooga. I'm going to call it whatever. Tennessee, the old Walker County Jail, built in 1896 and notorious for treatment of black inmates during the Jim Crow era, host spirits that perpetuate racial terror. Paranormal investigators, including an all-black team from a TV show. Just guess what the TV show is called. It's all black.
Whacked. Is it the Black TV show?
Ghost Brothers.
Ghost Brothers.
Documented explicit hauntings during a lockdown episode as they explored the cell's electronic voice phenomenon, captured slurs like boy, which is like, you can take that anyway.
No, you know what that means. And you know it.
Yeah.
And we all know it.
Boy. Toby be good, master. Toby be good.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Yeah. And the N-word directed at investigators. One brother felt a shove in his segregation errors cell, accompanied by ghostly whispers invoking chain gangs and whippings. Shadow manifestations as hooded figures, reminiscent of Klan members who allegedly used the jail for lynching. As local historians tied the activity to a documented executions of black men on trumped-up charges, suggested that spirits, both guards and victims, replayed circles of oppression. In explicit detail, investigators report apparitions of white overseers cracking the ethereal whips, targeting non-white visitors with cold touches that left bruise-like marks shaped like shackles. The site exemplifies how haunted prisons echo America's racism, so incarceration racism, where ghosts enforced internal inequality. I will say that did happen. Like, there's a specific case, and that's why if you actually I see you doing that in the chat.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
And that's why I'm like, if people actually listen to all the episodes and stuff like that and actually hear us through, like, I make jokes and I point out specific things that are real that our own eyes can see and stuff like that. But there was wrongdoings, of course. Like, there was people that were killed for their skin color that happened all throughout history, whether it be black, white, brown, Asian. Indian, whatever. Like some of what, like, as much as I joke about how the British Empire brought the modern world to India, there were some very bad things that happened at the hands of the British Empire, right? But like there was cases of like, so this, especially in Florida, I learned this in law class, and I liked my law teacher because he used to be a lawyer. He used to make us think about these things and try to figure out the cases. And there was one case where this guy got mugged by a black dude. It happens. You know, a lot more than we'd like to admit. And the black guy shot his wife and killed her. Okay. And then this is out front of their home. And then the cops, he called the cops and they picked him up. And they actually drove him around the neighborhood to see if he could point out the perpetrator. And the old white guy pointed the first, not for justice, because he was obviously aggravated. He pointed the first black kid he saw. And it was some 17-year-old kid just going to the store to get like candy. And then this kid had to spend time in jail. Luckily, he did get off and they were able to prove that he was innocent. But that is one example that this stuff did happen. And it is sad that it was able to happen like that. And luckily, he did get off. But that definitely has happened where it's just that that whole telephone game where your eyewitnesses are terrible because people make up things in their head. Mind plays 100%. Tricks on you. And then, you know, it's just like the first dark person he saw. That's him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's sad. Yeah, I remember hearing about that when that happened. Or not when it happened, but hearing about that story.
Similar case. So in Georgia, created in the 1950s, by flooding the thriving black community, Oscarville is the infamous for its high death toll and hauntings rooted in racial displacement. After white mobs expelled black residents in 1912 following a false rape accusation. I like to look that up because how do we really know? The era, because they could just say this is just inherently racist, but it might have been based in some facts. You don't really know. The area was dammed, submerging homes, cemeteries, and churches. Drivers report seeing intact structures underwater. That's a really weird haunting. It's almost like being transported to a different dimension. But the real horror is the spirits. Boaters described, so it's obviously like near a lake or something like that. Boaters described ghastly hands, black and skeleton, pulling at the anchors, whispering pleads like, give us back our land. That sounds like the natives. Explicit accounts include apparitions of lynch victims rising from the depths, noose around their necks, targeting white swimmers with drownings that mimic historical mob violence. All of these do kind of sound fake. I'm not going to lie. There's a guy in the chat in Rumble that really wants people to listen to this song. He's just posted it like 3 times.
I kind of want it. That's a different person. No, that's a different person. Don't look it up. That's a spam. I remember the last name. That's a different name.
Nobody look up that song now. Give him no support. Look up the Reptilian on all music platforms.
That's a different name. That's a spam. It'll give you cookies.
One 2020's witnesses claim that a spectral mob of white ghosts chased his black family boat, hurling racial epithets at and causing waves that nearly capsized them. Look at Billy's dirty mansion, man. What is wrong with him? He needs to clean up his shit. He needs like a maid or something. Billy disappeared. Sorry, everybody listening. Where'd Billy go? Yeah, it's just crazy. It is nuts. You know what I mean? Like, I just think this is, it's just like, I was just looking up, I guess I should be bringing up some images. Spooky. So dumb. Where did Billy go? I hate editing shit. But yeah, it's just crazy. Wrongdoings on all ends. And this whole idea of like, man, we gotta stop we either fix these problems in certain communities and we fix these issues, or we constantly fight each other so the elites get exactly what they want. Because that's what all of this is a part of, right? That's why it's shifted from I feel like the elites, the people in power, probably push some of the racial, these problems and this propaganda, and then it switched over. But I feel like there's been a huge targeting. Where is Billy?
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker.
You know, and it's like to talk about these things. There's nothing wrong with being objective about the situations that we're facing and how there is so much tension. And that's the whole idea. You can't just force everybody into this, like into one area from all different cultures and ethnicities and expect like it not to cause problems, you know. Billy is back.
You want me to fucking pee myself? I have to.
Oh, you had to pee? I didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, I sent you the fucking... Hey, that guy knows. Billy probably had to have a wee. I did. Nailed it.
Doesn't even say anything.
I sent
Why
you
do you think they're calling out this guy?
Oh, well, no, he's the same as everyone else.
No, his mask is different. He has a mouth hole. He's like, we're not supposed to have mouth holes, man. You fucked up.
He's like, but how am I supposed to get the dicks in?
It's true.
That's the only ways.
It looks funny because he's like, I thought this was a costume party. Aren't we all ghosts?
He's like, I am at the wrong place right now. No, well, he wore the robe. He knows where he is.
For the Patreon, I want to do a watch along of the original Scary Movie. You'll only be able to see it on Patreon and Rumble when we do some of the stuff. But the new Scary Movie trailer looks hilarious.
What?
You haven't seen it?
I didn't even know there was a new one. I didn't even know there was a new one coming out.
We'll get copywritten if we show it. So just
I'm not showing it. When is?
I want to go see it. I said all the boys at work, I was like, we should go see it. It looks hilarious, dude. If you've never seen the trailer, like it looks like they're bringing back a lot of people. And it actually, it's been the most viewed trailer.
It's June 5th. That's so close. I'm so excited.
Dude, it was the most watched trailer.
Charlie Sheen back, you think? Probably not.
I don't know. There's a lot, there's a lot of people coming back. So as I was saying, I'll have to edit the audio. Hopefully I remember. But like, one witness claims that spectral mob of white ghosts chases back his black family boat, hurling racial epithets and causing waves that nearly capsize them. How do you think they would do? How well do you think they would do in the water, Billy?
I don't want to answer this. I don't like that question. You're setting me up for a bad answer.
Look, she's having fun. She gets it. It's a joke.
That's a very odd picture. I can't tell if she's actually enjoying herself or she's very nervous.
If you actually knew the people, it was just like it's a joke, right? Like that's the whole. So Harrison, your favorite place, a place that we made fun of for it seemed like years. What place is that, Billy?
My favorite place?
Yeah, our favorite place to make fun of. We did it for way too long.
Louisiana?
Arkansas.
Sorry, that one. Yeah, Arkansas was worse.
So, scared by the 1905 and 1909 race riots that expelled its black population, harbors hate ghosts that target minority visitors. I always hate that word minority because white people are the real white minority. It's always funny where it's like, I'm a minority. Yeah, in this country, but if I go to Africa, I'm a minority there. But you know what I mean? And then eventually, and that's why I was like going to bring this up also. It's like the hypocrisy of certain people and their projection onto us and hatred and racism onto white people and stuff like that. Only white countries all around the world are projected where their population, the white people, will be a minority. Only in the next 20 years, it is only white countries where white people are projected to be a minority in the homeland their ancestors built. Only. Their Asians are not going to be a minority in China. The Japanese are not going to be minorities in Japan unless they really push what they've been trying to do is push mass immigration on them also. But Indians aren't going to be a minority of India. Just came out. They had the biggest nationalist population in the world.
Yeah, no one wants to move there.
Yeah, I wonder why. So it's like, this is a real thing. That's because we become cucked. It's true. This whole idea of like being afraid of being called racist and all that stuff, which I think is a whole agenda, right? So, and it's like that's what people have to like. You think, and there's people claiming that this is not happening. It's happening. I can see it with my eyes. It's clearly the clergy plan. The whole great replacement is not a theory. It's literally happening.
You know what's actually crazy though? So I moved over to Eastern Canada, and the amount of immigration here is just starting. It looks like back where you are, maybe in like 2015 here. Where you're
it's
like,
gonna get
oh,
worse.
okay. No, you're like, oh, I see. I notice you. I see you. And
Now get
everybody here, though, is talking about it like it's the end of the world. And I'm like, you have no idea what's
Well, that's because they see
happen
what's
to you.
happening everywhere else. That's the whole point.
No,
right?
they don't.
And
They don't, though. They're so isolated to their own world here. And they're like, this place, I swear to God, like, they have internet, but it's like they don't. Like, they are very isolated in their own communities, all they do is go on Facebook on their own group chats. Like, they don't look up anything else. They don't see anything else. They're just like, I'm right here. And they are losing their mind over what happened where you are in 2015.
yeah, and that's
And
someone
they're
in the
getting angry.
Yeah. Well, someone in the chat made a good point. If globalism takes full control, the global, but all of that, like what do white people get benefits like minorities did? You know what I mean? If we become a minority in our own homelands, that
will
our
we start
ancestors-
getting?
No, we
probably
won't.
not.
They'll never give us
Probably
anything,
not.
right?
No.
They clear, like, by the definition of genocide, essentially prohibiting and stopping people by being able to breed, by essentially using our tax money to fund other racial ethnic groups to have kids, by making it impossible to live, where most people, and 34% of Canadians are going into debt, buying food, like all of that stuff is actually a form of genocide to us, essentially, in the abortions and everything that has been pushed on to us as society, societal across the Western world has all been strategically done since the 60s to decrease our population and tell us we're overpopulated so they can fulfill this clergy plan, or if it was a blueprint or warning that they wrote about in 1924, over 100 years ago at this point. They've been wanting to do this.
I think we might need to rename this episode.
Well, it's going to come up when we're talking about, racist ghost, right? So they supposedly see at this place in Arkansas and Harrison, they see whispers of apparitions in hooded robes, clan-like figures manifesting burning crossing that flickers like a hologram. So people are claiming they see like burn crosses of holograms and stuff like that. A traveler in 2010 reported his car stalling near a town square surrounded by ethereal whispers of leave or die. Accompanied by phantom nooses tightening around his neck. I'm sure this guy's not on acid. Historical recordings confirm the expulsions involved lynching and burning, leaving psychic residue. So it's like, it's the residual hauntings, they call them, where this stuff is imprinted like a battlefield. You hear gunshots go off. And so paranormal investigators documented scratching on unwhite skin, spelling slurs. So weird. Shadows reenacting mob violence. The haunting underscores small town America's buried racism, where ghosts patrol invisible sundown border towns. Ridiculous. So funny.
Sundown border town.
It's so crazy. What about this one? Southern plantations in Jefferson. This is one of the plantations, I think. This is maybe the other one. But
Where's Jefferson?
Texas. Or generic sites turned Airbnb featured ghosts intertwined with slavery horrors. In one Reddit-scored account, a mixed-race couple at the Louisiana plantation awoke to furniture rearranged in into Confederate flags and new shapes. Come on, that is a lie. You wake up and your furniture is rearranged into the X of a Confederate flag.
I would die. That would make me laugh so fucking hard if I woke up and be like, who did this?
Your furniture is made into a swastika or something. I say swastika.
If you actually fucking woke up and saw that, would you genuinely believe nobody in the house did that? You'd be like, this is the most absurd shit I've ever seen.
It is the homeowners in Airbnb snuck in at night, and he's just like,
Yeah,
this would
there's
be
no
fucking
way
hilarious.
somebody's pulling a fucking prank, and this is absurd.
Or they're just lying. I remember one guy commented, I say swastika, and I'll say swastika. And someone was like, why do you say it like that? And I was like, certain people say it different ways, you know. That's it. My
Swastika or
living room
swastika.
is going to be rearranged to the end side. That's going to be impossible, Johnny. How are you going to they're going and that's the problem too with this Bill C9 shit that's going on. They're going to try to make
How many
the red
pillows
ensign
do you
flag.
have?
So in this Bill C9, obviously a certain group of people is praising it, and they're completely behind it. All of the groups that are similar to APAC and stuff like that in Canada are specifically behind this bill, and they are trying to demonize because it's run by like the anti-hate network, which is essentially a communistic group that is pushing anti-white rhetoric everywhere. Whatever, they're in control of the government, and Carney's going to use them to tell us what is hateful and not hateful. And it's crazy because they're trying to make the red ensign flag, our original historical flag, the Canadian flag that was the flag until about the 70s, and they're going to try to make that a symbol of hate. Our historical, real Canadian flag that shows the ethnic makeup of what makes Canada what it is and who the Canadian people are. They're going to try to make that a hate symbol, man. This is how far it's going when you let communists take control of your fucking country.
Says who though? Like who,
Says
okay.
them, whatever they brand as hate, these Jewish organizations.
I understand, but like, I don't know. Like I see. Okay, maybe in like 20 years or 30 years from now, maybe that's the next step. But that seems like an absurd step right now.
You can't even have the Celtic cross because it's the pro-white symbol. Like that's what the cross or the circle is. The Celtic.
The Celtic cross, of course you can.
Not that way. No, you can't.
Says who?
Says they eventually. It's a
Eventually. Okay, sorry. That I thought you were saying currently.
A guy is facing 10 to 20 years for editing videos for a nationalist group. Editing videos for what they deem as like a Nazi group. I
understand, but you're saying specifically, like, I want to focus on the points here. It's not the Celtic cross is currently not up for It's
the pro-white. I was actually gonna right. I don't even mention that. Let's just carry on. So the furniture is arranged in the Confederate flag. I knew this would get kind of ridiculous. So it's supposed to be the non-white partner with bruises mimicking whip marks, whispering "Know your place." Mongrel. Other stories from WPA slave narrative describes the enslaved ghost haunting former master descendants, reenacting floggings with explicit blood splatters. A lynched man's ghost, as told to a researcher, appears with rope burns, confronting white witnesses with visual visions of his murder. So he's like, "This is what happened to me."
Listen,
bro. That's like Mexican or something.
It's hard. It's hard not to bring in other ethnicities into my jokes.
So this is from one of the plantation houses.
That is disturbing. Like you can see the siding lines in between him.
This is like an old photo. This is also one. There's like a lady's legs. There's no one. Actually, might be. That just might be it. But that guy looks alone. I don't know.
Oh, he's turning his back like he sees something.
Yeah, and who knows? Like these are clearly fakes. This is what they used to do when the spiritual movement was going on. Is they would use these they would superimpose when they figured this out how to do this, and obviously these people were reacting to it. But it's just funny because these were like a shtick back in the day, right? You'd be like, "Oh, spooky."
Go back to the last one. Nope, one more. Yeah, I love how the old guy in the beard didn't get the memo to be scared. He's just like, what am I looking at? What's going on over here, Elizabeth?
It was clever for the time, right? They could, fake these photos and
they look almost see-through. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably did They did trick some people, you know what I mean? So, in the chilling episode from the TV Ghost series, Ghostly Encounters, a Jewish family in the United States faced a supernatural tormentor whose prejudice preceded death. The family, who preferred anonymity, moved into an older home in the suburban neighborhood, unaware of its dark history. The previous owner was a reclusive elderly man known for his vocal support of Nazi ideologies during World War II. While in America, like the large descendant of because this is the difference in Canada and America, we had predominantly French, English, and then Irish and Scottish. That's who's on the red ensign flag, who actually created this nation, right? They were the 99% of this country was built by essentially them, with help from Italians and Dutch and other people, even Portuguese and Polish that came along for the ride afterwards. But there was a large portion of the population that was German. So that's why he had these sentiments, because people didn't know what was going on at the time. Hitler was literally on Times magazine. Yeah, Billy's German. Adolf was on the Times magazine. Like, he was in the time, you know what I mean? So it's like the perception of what was going on was a lot different than what people perceive today. And then you have people like, if you listen to people like Norman Rockwell, will eventually, is that his name? I think that's his name. Well, we'll do an episode. I actually have an episode written about him. Interesting character. And it's funny because he was going to work with Malcolm X. Malcolm X and Norman Rockwell, who was a National Socialist, actually wanted to work, and they were good friends with Malcolm X. So it's funny, the perception, because they saw the infiltration of these certain powers from the certain community that everyone's noticing now, and they were a National Socialist and essentially Malcolm X of the Black kind of power movement. They were working together. They were going to work together, and that was the last thing they wanted. Like, you guys can't be working together. There's like literally images of people marching, and it's like blacks and whites against the holding a sign. I don't want to say too much, but you can see these images online of these communities kind of coming together. You know.
Yeah. So I actually, if we're talking about ghost stories,
let me finish this. Okay, keep going. Okay, well, let me finish this.
Go ahead.
Pin that thought. Right. Collecting memorabilia, espousing anti-Semitic views of anyone who would listen. He's like, come here, listen. All right. And it's like, man, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. You know, just a ghost appears, and he's like, let me tell you about some things. So after his death, his spirit reportedly lingered. Oh, this is the guy that owned the home. He just super anti-Semitic to anyone who would listen. And then so reportedly his spirit lingered, turning the house into a battleground of fate. The hauntings began subtly, whispers in Yiddish accented English, mocking the family's heritage. Objects like a menorah being knocked over and cold spots forming around religious artifacts. But the escalated to explicit aggression. The mother re-encountered hearing slurs like, you filthy Jews.
Echoed you gave it a go.
Yeah. Echoing through the vents at night. That's fucked up, man. That's so crazy.
You filthy Jews. I see you. I see you in my home. What are you doing here? We don't like your kind.
I don't like when you talk, you disappear. It's actually kind of creepy.
I know, it's because I don't have my green screen. I'm getting the studio set up. I'm in here. I have my brand new table that I made. I have everything. I'm excited for you to come down.
Your green screen.
We're going to have a whole studio when you come down, set up, a new table. Everything will be a new setup. It'll be great. So I'll have my entire podcast studio back. I'm going to put all my stupid shit on the walls. But my big flag, you know. I'm just kidding. Never mind. But they escalated to explicit aggression, yes, as I said, echoing through the vents, accompanied by the sound of marching boots. That's kind of scary. You wake up and you just hear I don't have my my sound effect for, yeah.
Naughty.
That's probably not what the marching boots sounded like. You just hear marching boots and naughty.
From a man with a chocolate face.
All right, let's get exciting again.
Scared from a man with a chocolate face.
All right, we're getting tame here. Let's get excited again. So, other than your reptilian,
Shut up!
Carry on.
other than your reptilian story, obviously we all heard about that one a million times. So,
Do you have a story?
What are your ghost stories? I do, and I've told you this a couple times, but Tom doesn't like to listen to people.
Can I finish the story? Like, we gotta finish the story first, okay?
Oh my God, are we still on this fucking story?
Okay, one night the father awoke to an apparition of an old man in a swastika armband, standing at the foot of his bed, ranting about Jewish vermin, attending to choke him with invisible hands that left red marks on his neck. The children reported drawings of the Star of David. There's no reference to the Star of David in the Bible. It's the Star of Remphan, with slashes through them appearing on fogged mirrors and books of the Holocaust being hurled across the room. It's so funny because people could clip this and just me like laughing about this, but it's absurd. Paranormal investigators confirmed the home's history through records showing the man had been a Holocaust denier, even writing letters to the newspaper claiming the atrocities were Jewish lies. The ghost actions were interpreted as an attempt to drive out the Jewish occupants. Reliving his earthly bigotry, the family eventually moved after a rabbi performed an exorcist-like ritual. He's sucking the dicks of the fucking child, cutting off his foreskin.
Ew.
The family eventually, blah, blah, blah. And then not before the spirit allegedly scratched Hebrew insults into the walls as a final explicit act of an ethereal anti-Semitism. And
That's what they did, eh?
Well, I remember showing Aaron. I was like, look, I showed him the article in the vampires episode. It's done. Mm-hmm. Everyone's like that episode, whatever. About like how it's happened more than once where a Jewish rabbi, they do that. There's a word for it, but they clip the foreskin. Like I'm cut and I'm not even Jewish or whatever. It's because my mom. I said this before as a joke. Because my mom wanted my dick to look like the porn stars. So fucked up. Just kidding. But like. So, and then there's been numerous times, it's happened more than once, where the baby has gotten herpes from the rabbi's mouth. Look it up.
Rabbi kissing his dick.
Because they suck the blood out of it. It's a fucking sick ritual. And the point is, if anyone else was doing this, like if this was Muslims doing this in America, there would be a problem with it. But because, you know.
It's okay.
Those you can't criticize, obviously you're in control, right? So
that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Tell us your ghost story.
Real thing. My ghost story?
Mm-hmm.
I got raped by a ghost. Do you remember?
Makes sense for how you are currently, but yeah, carry on. Do you actually have a good one, or are you just being bullshit right now?
No, I'm serious. I have plenty of ghost stories. We used to use the Ouija board.
No, not your nonsense.
We called Adolf Hitler once. That was funny. I told that on the episode you guys were here with Mac. I like old fights. I fucking love that guy.
Not your called. Okay, let me rephrase. Not your called. Not your shit that you're like, oh, maybe that happened. Like your shit that you went, wow, I can't justify.
I told you there was a story where the Ouija board said that I was haunted by two female ghosts, and God knows if it was their own subconscious. We used the Ouija board a lot when I was younger. It became like a thing that we did, right?
I understand.
And we would
I
have
don't like the Ouija
people
board
over. We had people over where we would like hang out, and like even at lunchtime in grade 7, we would come to my house because it was close to the school, and we'd literally use the Ouija board because we were that obsessed with it. And then they said I was haunted by two ghosts. And there was one night where I knew I was wearing boxers. And then I woke up and my boxers were across the room. And then when we asked the Ouija board about it, it said that they took advantage of me in my sleep as a 12-year-old boy.
Did you like it?
I don't remember it.
Did you call the cops?
I think they drugged me. Gave me
the
some
only one I
Rufinol.
got, okay. I got an actual, like, I don't like this too because I've always been skeptical as hell. And this little tidbit of bullshit made me go, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Worked at the restaurant when I moved down here in 2019. I've told you this story so many times. It's called the Donahue's, and it's an Irish pub in a very small town in New Brunswick. And I moved to New Brunswick in 2019 for the first time and worked at this restaurant. And they were currently published in a magazine being like labeled as like the most haunted restaurant in Canada. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. whatever. So they have CTV footage. I wasn't there for this one, so I don't care about this one, but clearly no one's behind the bar. And you know how like the bar has like a bunch of glass racks you put your wine glasses up on? Ladies talking to a table, no one's behind the bar, and this one of the glass racks like flies off like at least 6 feet out of fucking nowhere and shatters like on the front of the bar. And I'm like, it's not just like it fell, like it shot, which was weird. And that's kind of what made the newspaper thing or whatever everybody got excited about. One night I'm closing, and it seems like the dumbest thing, but I don't like it. So I'm closing. I'm the only one there. And I finish up and I go upstairs. It's 2 levels. So I go upstairs, I shut off all the lights. I go downstairs, shut off all the lights, set the alarm, lock the door, turn around. And my car was parked in a parking lot across the street. So you could see the restaurant from my car. I get into my car and I turn it on. And I look over and I'm like, oh, fuck. I forgot to shut off the upstairs lights. Like, that's weird. They're still all on. I swore I did it, but whatever. Apparently I didn't. So I walk back in, unlock the door. I only go in for this reason. This is the only reason I walked back into the fucking restaurant, is to turn those lights off. Walked upstairs, shut them off, stubbed my fucking shin on a chair. And that's how I know they were off, because fuck, I couldn't see shit. And then I went back downstairs. Everything's off now. Place is pitch black. Put on the alarm, lock the door, go into my car, start the car, look over, all the upstairs lights are on. And then I drove away. I was like, she wants the lights on, I guess.
That's fucking creepy. Yeah,
it's like it could have been a weird electrical issue, but like that's a weird ass electrical issue.
You did show me the footage of when it throws the cup or whatever. Like
that's CTV. Yeah, it was weird. It shot it pretty good.
And it makes me wonder, right? Because like, is it actually spirits like clinged on to this reality, or as we talked to, even like there's so many different theories of what it could be, or like as the Ouija board told me when I stupidly, my aunt, she's Jamaican, was like, I used to do it in Jamaica by myself, and it made me not want to eat or drink or anything like that. It plagued me at 16 when she told me this. She's like, never use it alone. So then I went home and I got drunk and I was like, let's just see what happens.
Used it alone.
Numerous times.
I did exactly what you told me not
probably,
to.
And they say that things get attached to you and they can curse you, and maybe that's why I had such a downfall in my life and stuff like that. God knows if maybe something was cursing me. And but it would tell me things like that it wasn't dead. And it's like now that, because I started looking at David Icke and stuff like that, and despite if it's in my own consciousness, I don't know what it was, but I could clearly feel my hands pulling, and it would like spell out things that I subconsciously at least wasn't thinking about. And it would tell me like, we couldn't tell you this before, but we're actually like living beings outside of your just reality. And now, because even like it makes you think of that episode we did with Paul Stubbs or whatever about the Nephilim, where it's like, is it these, because that's what a lot of people claim they're religious or whatever, that look deeper into the Bible than the surface level, is that these fallen angels are the ones that are actually the disembodied spirits, the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim creatures that are existing beyond our reality, and that they're infiltrating and acting like ghosts and stuff. And it's perplexing, right? If that story holds any truth, if there's any truth to the Bible where these fallen angels were casted down to earth and then mated with human beings, and then God flooded the earth, and then essentially once that happened, if we're talking about inbreeding, Noah obviously had sex with his kids had to have sex or we wouldn't exist according to the Bible, right? Like that's realistic, because they were the last pure humans after the Nephilim corrupted the people, as Dustin Amos would say, like it's like the GMO people that we've been genetically modified. So God has like wiped out every person on earth. And that's like, why would he flood the earth? And the theory is because everyone was corrupted, genetically modified, right? So it's an interesting idea, to say the least, that could be possible. I may have accidentally sold my soul to hit a bullseye. My buddy's address was 666 until 13. I jokingly said, whatever evil spirit lives here, let him hit the bullseye, and threw the darts, and bam. I lived in a house that was 13, and that place was fucking cursed. It felt like there was a lot of bad stuff that happened there. And even on like one of my buddy's apartment buildings, right?
So dumb to me.
And
That's so
I know
fucking
in every
dumb.
in every apartment building, you're not supposed to have a 13th floor. They skip it.
That's what's dumb. Could you imagine being so scared of a number? You're like, we got to do 12 to 14.
They do it in everywhere. But this place had a 13th floor, and they would they lived on the 13th floor, and it was the 13th floor. It wasn't like the 14th, because usually they skip it because of superstition.
Even if they do skip it, that's still the 13th floor.
It was
get rid of that. You're not gonna have a blank floor.
No, it's so weird, and it was really high up. And I remember one buddy used to sit on the railing. My buddy Dan, he actually was on the show when I first was thinking about starting it. The first episode ever was in their apartment on the 13th floor, and we're all drunk. And it was during Halloween, and my buddy Raz, that was on the show, you can hear him on the Patreon episodes, was like trying to carve a pumpkin. Like live, I was like, this is not going well. Who's going to listen to this? We're like carving pumpkins, probably doing coke and drinking and doing dumb shit. And it's just like such a, that's like probably around 8 years ago now, by the time we actually like started or whatever. And it's just funny the way the show began. But they would sit on the railing of and I'm like, don't do that. Like, you're tripping me out. I don't like heights that much. And I'm like, he would sit on the railing. I was like, if you fall, something happens to you, you're fucked, man. Like, I'm like, I can't save you. You know how scary that'd be? You're like, oh, all of a sudden, like, and we're drinking and stuff like that, and he just, terrifying,
What's the wrap up, my boy? I think
I had two more, but let's do two. Let's just do, I actually had three more, but let's just do one more.
You have one more.
Louisiana Myrtles Plantation, built in 1796, is an infamous for ghost inhabitants, may be tied to its brutal history of slave holding estates. Among spirits, the ghost of a cruel overseer believed to be Clark Woodruff, a plantation manager and brother-in-law of the owner, stands out as behaviors that reek of his racist past. Woodruff known his life for his sadistic treatment of the people who he enslaved, including sexual exploitation and violent punishment. His spirit, in locals' visitors' claim, continues that the legend is death targeting non-white guests with explicit malice. Eyewitnesses' account from black tour groups describe a feeling watched by an invisible presence, followed by explicit manifestations, whispers of the N-words in their ears. Phantom whip cracking, they love the whip, man, against skin, leaving welts, apparitions of a white man in period attire leering with contempt. They love to leer.
They love to leer, and they love the whips.
That's what Indians do in nightclubs. They just leer, right?
Leer and whip.
And that's so funny, because that's even back in the day when I only went to the club a couple times with like an ex-girlfriend. I always found it weird. Like, I never liked going to nightclubs or whatever.
That place, I hate it so much.
And you would, and this is when there's not many Indians in Canada, you know what I mean? And there would just be like three leering in the corner. They would just be in the corner, I don't know, hitting a hookah or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like, and yeah, I never liked going there. It just seemed like a hostile, like sexually violent place. You know what I mean? Fights, especially in the city that we were close to and stuff. And I just didn't like it going there. And I remember they dragged me to that there's a bar where they have like the riding bull, and it's like a country bar.
Oh, those are awesome.
I was like, I don't belong here. Like, because I was all like gangster and shit at the time, probably. And
it was gangster at the riding bull.
No, I didn't fit into the country club crowd. You know what I mean?
You were gangster.
Yeah. Like I told you, like, I've always loved hip hop. It's like that.
I've never seen you gangster.
I know. And then people make fun of me because I do like pro-white hip hop and shit like that. But it's just because like I believe in spreading a message with music or whatever, right? But like I like
teasing you.
It's like when I used to go to Toronto because my cousin lived there all the time. And the one time, I always laugh at this story that I was wearing like a big glow in the dark Tupac shirt, like so ridiculous. I was like 15. Big Tupac pants, Machiavelli pants that glue in the dark also. Like, why the fuck is everything glowing in the dark? It's big fucking like stupid long shirt. It's got like jewels on it, and it's like Tupac sitting there that glows. And then we went to this billiards, and these two big black guys like are by the jukebox. They seem pretty chill. They're like, they put on all of a sudden, "White America, I could be one of your kids," and I was like, this is directed towards me for sure.
That's funny.
So one African woman reports being shoved down the stairs by an unseen hands while hearing laughter and slurs about uppity slaves. An uppity slave. These goddamn uppity slaves.
Getting too excitable down there.
Oh, that's so funny. What the fuck is an uppity slave? Calm down. Go back.
I imagine excitable.
And slave quarters now part of the tour's EVP captures commanding that says wrong one.
Get back to work. Get back to work, boy.
Directed at black investigators, paranormal teams like those from Ghost Adventures, that goofy show I still watch sometimes, documented temperature drops and aggressive poltergeist activity around people of color, including objects thrown at them with force. People claim that could be like their staff. They claim that some of it's fake or whatever and overdone. But historical records confirm Woodruff's atrocities. He fathered children with an enslaved woman like Chloe, whom he later accused of poisoning his family, leading to her execution. The ghost's actions have been seen as a refusal to relinquish control, perpetually racial dominance from beyond the grave. And that's so funny. Because they used to, a lot of the slave owners, which were not always white people a lot of times. Only a small portion of the American population actually owned slaves. It was significantly small compared to how they portray it nowadays. But they would have sex with the
you had to be
slaves.
rich.
That too, right? And a lot of it is
you had
down
to be rich
south,
to
obviously.
pay for them. Yeah.
Leering with contempt is my favorite thing to do. I think uppity slaves would be my favorite. Wouldn't feel so bad about beating them. That's hilarious. So funny. So let's start doing one more. In Jefferson, Texas, a town steeped in Confederate history. The Jefferson Hotel is haunted by spirits that embody the South's racist legacy. Built in 1858, the hotel served as a hub for Confederate sympathizers during the Civil War. And its ghosts include former owner known as his pro-slavery views and mistreatment of black staff. Locals dubbed him as the segregationist ghost, a tall figure in gray uniform who targets non-white guests with explicit acts of ethereal racism. Accounts from black visitors are harrowing. Door locking themselves in rooms while slurs like no coloreds allowed to boom from empty corridors, mirrors fogging with messages like whites only, and physical assaults like invisible slaps or pushes accompanied by laughter. One couple reported their bed shaking violently as a ghost voice ranted about race mixing and keeping the South pure. Paranormal investigations include those of Texas ghost hunters captured EVP spewing Jim Crow era threats and shadowing manifestations as hooded figures reminiscent of the Klan. The hotel's history reveals the owner was a vocal opponent of Reconstruction and evicting black patrons and supporting lynchings. His spirit behavior is interpreted as an ethereal enforcement of segregation, refusing to let go of his bigoted views. So they've heard like screams of racism and like stuff being thrown against the room, luggage was being thrown around. So yeah, a lot of ghosts that just don't like black people specifically. It seems like that there's another one about another plantation where there's like another one. The ghost exhibits racist behavior in these cases of plantation overseer to site, now part of a ghost tour. And same thing where people see this guy in like a 19th century attire targeting African-American participants. One of the hurls assaulted at the Savannah Historical Plantation is, let's make sure that's on point. Go back to the field. Literally, like that would be so fucking crazy to like if you actually heard that shit. And I'd be like, holy fuck. I feel like I remember that Ghost Adventures episode where they go to a plantation. And I remember them having to blank out the EVP of it saying, and Zach's like, we won't be able to air this, but it's saying something really bad or whatever. And
that'd be kind of cool.
I'm pretty sure I remember that shit. So interesting case. Like I just want to do this for fun. This is just supposed to be a goofy episode anyway to begin with, because I just wanted to see if there was racist ghosts out there, right? And
apparently there is.
Apparently there
nailed
is.
It.
Okay, do you have
do I have a
You have one?
No, dude, you woke me up fucking from my evening nap that I was so particularly fond of.
He's going to look up one really quick.
I am. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Let's just play it.
It's time for Billy's Fun Fact of the Day.
Now, for all you that see this on Facebook and stuff like that, because I figured out how to go live on my Facebook account that's like 20,000 followers. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube or Rumble or wherever you watch. Like, we're pushing people towards the YouTube. We're growing on there, recently a lot more. So because they've let the change loose, so to speak, we've been very shadow banned on YouTube for literally years. So make sure to support there. And if you're someone that watches this, make sure to like and subscribe and share and comment on the page afterwards or whatever, and all that good stuff. Like all those little things of you liking it and commenting and sharing it or giving us a good review on Apple Podcast or 5 stars on Spotify does really help the show. It's free. I know a lot of people don't see it. Listen to the episode, they like it. There's the whole idea of like, if you go to a restaurant and you like what you see at the restaurant, you come back to it, right? You don't always leave a good review. The people that hate the restaurant, have a bad experience, they're most likely to leave a bad review more than people that actually enjoy it will just come back to it. So all those little free things and the small things you can do really help the show. We're just trying to have fun and joke and be objective about certain conversations. And yeah, the whole show since the contraception of this, that sounds weird, was to be jokingly offensive, like to have dark humor. It's the whole point of why we started the show, is to kid around, right? So people have some clarity.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if I've done this before, because I definitely knew this, but I've done so many of these now. A chicken named Mike once lived for
You already did that one.
18 months without a head?
Yeah, you did that one. Definitely.
Okay. What happened?
I can't remember, but you definitely did this.
I feel like I did. Well, that's what you get for putting me on the spot. The other people don't. So he lived for 18 months without a head so basically the story of the Mike the Headless Chicken, also known as Miracle Mike, is a bizarre piece of American history from the 1940s. He was a rooster who became a national sensation after surviving a botched beheading on September 10th, 1945 in Colorado. It was the Miracle Cut. Farmer Lloyd was preparing chickens for dinner when he attempted to behead a 5-month-old rooster. He missed the jugular vein, and a timely blood clot prevented Mike from bleeding to death. Crucially, the axe missed the brainstem in one ear. So basically, this chicken is half off, and his head is sideways, and he's just good for 18 months. 18 months, this thing doesn't die. He's walking around waddling, but like his head's like...
You left that apart, though.
What did I leave out?
He made it into a fleshlight. It's like, fuck it.
Shut up. Mike toured the U.S. as a sideshow attraction, appearing in Time and Life magazines. At the height of his popularity, he earned $4,500 per month. That's over $60,000 today.
Crazy.
Ain't that some shit?
Well, nothing else I can do with it. I might as well fuck it.
Well, actually, that's bad math. $4,500 a month in 1940 is $60,000 today.
You know what I just realized? Like these Zins or whatever, this white powder comes off of it. You're probably like the bleaching. Because why is this white?
The white powder comes off because you punctured it. That's garbage now.
But like, why is it, if something's white, not skin color wise, but just like products or whatever, it's because they bleach them white a lot of times. So we're probably fucking eating bleach. So you know. But Billy likes to bleach his hair because he thinks he's Eminem, even though Eminem's a clone.
Actually, it's worth $103,000 today. Mike the Chicken was making $103,000 a month.
Just from people seeing the headless chicken?
Shit?
Yeah.
Wild title. He's just coming in. We're done.
Yeah. We're done.
All right.
We went 2 hours.
Anyways, boys and
Racist
girls,
Ghost
I'm fucking exhausted.
Yes,
it's
I
bedtime.
agree. All right, everybody out there, like I said, support the show, like, comment, all that shit. Zins are nice, but the Nick itch lasts longer than 6. I found when my buddy was doing Sawyer, he's been on the show. I'm gonna try to see him get him back on now that we're getting the studio set up and stuff. Also have my buddy Jesse. He's never been on the show, but he just went to Egypt. Bro, look, he went everywhere in Egypt. I was like, a bad idea to go in the Middle East, but he looked like he had a wild time. I told him he should come on the show and we can show some pictures. But he went to like the king's like tomb, all around the like sacred ancient sites. It looked wild. All the hieroglyphs. He got a shit ton of photos. He was like releasing them each day, and I was like, this is cool that you went there. Like they saw so much shit. I was like, you should come on the show. And he's like, oh, we can talk about the alien connections because there's like weird. Just the setup is very weird, but they're practicing some sick satanic rituals probably there according to some people. Yeah, but like when me and when Sawyer first started doing the Zins or whatever, he gave me one and it was one of the strong ones, and like even these ones that do it to me too, where it's like they you like hiccup because it's like a hit of nicotine strong, and I'm
it's
like,
too
Jesus.
much. The Zins are too hard. That's why I almost like the Zonics that the Shoppers gives you. You have to go to the drugstore to buy them. Those
Really?
ones I like. They're at perfect nicotine level.
Interesting. I never
I love
tried
them.
this. Yeah, but everyone support the
shout them
show.
out, but if you are trying to quit cigarettes, these.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone support the show. Just remember, like, this is just a comedy podcast. That's all we're doing here. So stop taking things so fucking seriously. Jesus Christ. Like some of the people that just like come in and maybe never heard the show before, like stop taking life so seriously. Everyone's offended by everything nowadays, and it's just like, man, I grew up in the 90s watching South Park and like The Simpsons. Like what happened to and now that's you were correct that the generations, the younger generations, are now going back
They're
totally the other
it.
way.
Yeah, I
because
love
you
it.
pushed it
That's
too
awesome.
much. Like fuck
Yeah,
off with all
that's
this
fucking
woke
awesome.
shit.
They're hilarious again.
Look at
They're
the
funny
NDP
again.
thing in Canada. If people don't know what that is, it's a communist party. It started out as a socialist communist party. Yo, they're fucking mentally ill, arguing about who pronouns, how should we like it, and then the weird goblin like creature looking like she's from fucking Harry Potter running. Like it's fucking absurd. We live in a clown world with a bunch of sensitive clown people. Yeah, so crazy. Know a guy that does 180 milligram pouches. That is fucked up. Mine are like 9s, I think. Guys who offended sit down to pee. It's true. That's why on my Fuck Trudeau song, I am
gonna beg to differ. There is something beautiful about being extremely tired in the middle of the night. You know when you're pissed drunk and you're like walking to the bathroom and you're like, dude, have a sit down wee. It'll change your life. Nothing wrong with the sit down
for
wee
your prostate.
from time to time.
I want to get that little shelf you can put your feet on. So it helps you poop better, because back in the day, you know, like Indians would know about this, but you
oh
like,
my
you
god,
squat
you're
to
turning
sit.
into a fucking old lady already.
I know, it's so funny, but that's why I said in that Trudeau song, "Fuck Trudeau." I went a line to something about like you probably sit down to pee or some shit like that. Just to make
Yeah,
me fun.
well, you'd rather sit down than stand to pee, I think you said.
Yeah, something like that. So everybody support the show. Support my music at The Reptilian on all music platforms. Give us 5-star rating reviews. Please help the show. That's a good way to do it for free. You can join us on Patreon. You get a lot of early access content. I got ideas for working on stuff on Friday nights when I have time. I've been busy with this fucking, this ruptured eardrum, whatever the fuck happened to me, and pumping out tons of shows. But yeah, you'll be the first to hear certain episodes, some that are uncut, like Billy. But essentially, yeah, you can get there's a Lost Tapes episode. There's a bunch of stuff on Patreon already, so that's a good way to support us. It's very cheap. But yeah, if you want to do that, and yeah, free stuff, some 5-star rating reviews. We love you guys. Stay strange out there. We appreciate you guys watching the show. It means a lot. You know.
Bye, guys.
Stay strange, fuckers.